How's everybody doing today? Well, it's about mid-September now. Thought I'd do a walk around to the house. Not a whole bunch going on. It's been a crazy summer. But here's my cannas this year. Kind of disappointing. They are short. As you can see, I've got two of them that are flowering nicely. This one is right about the size of, it's actually about as tall as me. And I've got one other flowering, but they are very short. Some of these are only about up to my waist. Last year, they were all the way up to the gutters. All the way up to there. Some almost 12 feet. Now they're right around 5. And we're already getting cold weather, so the cold temperature is really going to slow them down, the little that they are growing. So a little bit of a disappointing year. I have no idea what changed. I didn't change anything. When I planted them, I put in my fertilizer like I did last year. I didn't put in the high nitrogen, which I was going to do, and I didn't. So I don't know if that high nitrogen fertilizer was the key last year, but I'm glad I just documented that because I just remembered that. So next year, Fred, if you're watching this, remember to put the nitrogen down. All right, moving on. Nothing's really changed around the side of the house. One thing to note, our AC unit died about 4 weeks ago. Would not kick in whatsoever. Turned out it was a bad capacitor. So it was a $100 trip out and a $10 capacitor. It might have been 20 bucks, but yeah, at least it was a cheap fix. We were worried that unit was going to have to get pulled. Back here, not much going on. My solar panel, this is my 50-watt solar, has worked out really nice. If we go inside, I've got this tied into my new charge controller. Got the e-powers. This is the MPPT model, very nice. But as you can see, my battery is not topping off anymore on my tractor. And unfortunately, I think I really pooched it. I had been having some problems with this tractor. As you can see, I've got the top off. Had the fuel pump go out. Just worked on that yesterday. I had the fuel pump go out in the spring. No fuel to the engine. Would not start. I knew fuel was getting to here because I took this off. This hose and filter were fine. Wasn't getting anything past the pump. So I replaced the pump. Bought a cheap Chinese model. You know, the ones on Amazon for $9. And 2 months later, it died. So, OEM, Briggs & Stratton. Check this hose. This is what drives this. It's just air pressure. The air pressure from the engine running drives this. I checked this hose. The hose was fine. I suspected I had a crack in this hose, but it looks fine. Put this in after about 15 minutes of choking, putting fuel in the carburetor. This finally primed, and I ran it yesterday. So I think I've got it fixed. But don't ever mess around with non-OEM parts. It's just not worth it. And then coming back to my battery, when I was troubleshooting this about 2 weeks ago, I left my key engaged. So the key was engaged, which runs the lights, drained the battery. I didn't know about it. And unfortunately, it was drained for probably a week, which is pretty much death for a deep cycle battery, or for a lead acid battery. And as you can see, it is not charging anymore. So I suspect a new battery is in order. But that's not going to happen this year, because I'm only going to be mowing this lawn maybe 4 more times. Well, I'm going to have leaves down. I don't know, we'll think about that. No sense buying a battery now if you're only going to use it a couple more times this year, but I'll think about that. Back here, towards the back end of the property, had a nice twig pile from the summer. So I was cleaning that up yesterday. I've got all the little stuff done. All I have now is this bigger stuff. I need to get out my little handheld chainsaw, and we'll cut this all up and clean it up. And then this is going to be all prepped for the spring, because next spring, before all of this greenage comes in here, I want to clean this all up. We had a limb crack over the summer. I noticed one day I came out here and saw this thing had fallen during one of our storms. So I'm going to come up here and chop that down. Probably just take it down there. I've got that electric chainsaw. I'll bring that out here and cut this up. But I'm not going to do that now. That's all poison ivy up in there. So we'll get this all cleaned up. I've got to clean up over here too. Get rid of all these old wood pallets that I had. I don't even need this anymore. So we're going to clean this up. Just have some big bonfires. That'll bring back some of this yard back here. Be nice to get some of this back. Apple trees have been doing good this year. I actually had apples on both trees, but they're still too tart to eat. So, as you can see, I'm starting to lose leaves already. I've had some cool nights. Bugs this year were pretty good. I didn't have as many of the Japanese beetles as I did last year and other insects, but you can see I probably should have still sprayed them. Oh look, there's an apple right here. Look at that. There you go. But see, that apple's very tart, I can tell. I'm not going to eat that one. But you can see some bugs did get in here. I forget which one this one is. One of these is a Fuji. I don't remember which one. But the deer have been coming in here and chewing some of the lower branches, I think. But this was filled out. I think it's just losing its leaves already. You can see one more apple way up there. I need to trim these. I'll do that in the spring too. Oh look, there's an apple way up there. That's a large apple right there. But I need to top them. They're way too tall. I can never reach those apples, so no sense growing tall, because you want them to grow fat. That way you can harvest. Yesterday I had a nice fire, burned up all those twigs that we just looked at back there. And Bella's not happy I'm out here. But had a nice fire. You can tell it burned up pretty nicely. Get rid of all those weeds. There's Bella. What are you doing, pup? What are you doing? Oh, Zoe, what are you doing? Come on, guys. There they are, coming on out. And my peppers, my couple of pepper plants that I have. Don't mind my weeds. These are the world's hottest pepper, Carolina Reapers. Right from the inventor, Puckerbutt. So I bought some new seeds. Plants didn't do that great. I think my soil's not the greatest anymore. So I'm going to save some of the seeds. Got a couple peppers that came in fine. We'll freeze them and use them in soups and stuff. Chilies. And these are my serranos. These came in pretty good. Not bad. They're turning, so I'm going to can them. But these are all serranos. They're not jalapenos. Should be good. So that's what I was doing right now. So I'm going to do a, I don't know, they call it like cowboy candy. It's like a sweet pepper relish. So that's what I'm going to do. I was over here the other day looking, and look what I have here amongst all of my junk. Freebie tomato plant. I did not grow any tomatoes. No idea what that one is. But that's coming in. It's pretty cool. So there we go. What do you think, Pop? What'd you smell? Chipmunks? Yeah. All right. Well, there's a little walk around the house. Haven't done one of them in a while. All right. From all three of us here, little Zoe, checking things out. And there's Puppy. There's Bella. Huh, yeah, that's you. All right. From here, thanks for stopping by, and we will see you on the next one.